Well, hello everyone. This is Shalise with Autistic Travel Goddess. Long time no see. I am back. So today I have a video for you guys. Going to be following up on my predictions for post-COVID travel. So last year, when the pandemic first hit, I did a video about my predictions for what travel would be like post-pandemic. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys, how my predictions compared to what's actually going on now, like what actually came to pass with travel. So before we get into it, hit that subscribe button like it made you mad, like, comment, and again, subscribe. So here we go. So one of the first things that I predicted was that travel was going to be cheap at first, but then it was going to skyrocket, be super expensive. And for the most part, I turned out to be right with that one, because what happened last year, demand was low, we kept having back and forth lockdowns and shutdowns. And so as a result of that, and as, quarantine requirements and whatnot, people were reluctant to travel. And so that created less demand. And so now, with the pandemic during that time, prices were low because there wasn't as much demand for it. And now that demand has picked up, vaccinations have soared, numbers are going down, more people are traveling again. Now that demand has soared, so have prices. Prices have skyrocketed since then, and they're more expensive than they've ever been. And it would not surprise me if the travel industry is also making up for lost time. Just like everything else currently, it has gotten more expensive. Travel has too. So the second thing I predicted was that going through TSA, they were going to be doing health checks, checking your temperature, or possibly making you show a proof of COVID test in order to go through TSA. None of that happened. Even during the pandemic, none of that ever happened. The only thing that I saw was that they had stickers on the ground that marked social distancing and 6 feet apart. And so they had those markers on the floor, but the social distancing was not enforced. You still had to wear a mask in the airport, but that's about the only thing that has changed, and that is still the case now. You do still have to wear a mask in the airport. You do still have the social distancing markers on the ground, but no one, once again, is forcing it. So the other thing that I predicted was that airlines were going to be social distancing, and they were not going to be passing out snacks or drinks or, having full bar service. That's what I predicted. And actually during the pandemic, for a while that was true. The planes were not filling in the middle seats. They left the middle seats blocked, and some airlines even left whole rows blocked, or every other row blocked. Most airlines that I know of did not have snacks passed out. They didn't pass out drinks. What they would do is they would give you a little baggie with snacks already packaged, and they didn't have the cart, and they had they made you wear a mask, and also they have passed out like sanitizing wipes and stuff like that. So that's what they did. And to this day, right now, as they're normalizing, they are starting to open up the snack carts again, have the open bar, pass out drinks, and that's pretty much back to normal. However, you still have to wear a mask, and I think the masks are new norm now, forever. They do still pass out the cleansing and the hand sanitizing wipes as well, but the snack cart has come back when it comes to airlines, and the masks are still a thing. So that's another thing that I predicted that still stayed, but changed a little bit. And the third thing I want to talk to you guys about is crossing the border, whether it be state borders or country international borders. So crossing the borders of different states pretty much was normal. Now, I have heard that, states like in the northeastern United States, like New York, Massachusetts, New England region, or like Alaska, for instance, they did require you to have a negative COVID test or a, proof of quarantine plan. They did require you to have those things in order to go into those states. But for the most part, here in the United States, there was no type of border restrictions when crossing states. Now, when it comes to Canada, they do require you to download their app to upload your vaccination card and to upload your proof of COVID test. They want that proof uploaded on the app before you even cross the border or get on a plane to Canada. They've got that going on. So that turned out to be correct. Like, my predictions in that regard has turned out to be correct. When it comes to state travel, not so much. Now, other countries like Europe is requiring proof of vaccination. Iceland is requiring the proof of vaccination. Other countries are still requiring proof of a negative test result. So it really just varies depending on where you're going. And I would just say check the policies of wherever you're choosing to go to make sure that you're meeting the requirements for entry, because they're not all the same across the board. And What's interesting about these predictions is that, so the United States, we just recently at the beginning of October reopened our borders to international travelers from Mexico and Canada. I was really surprised when Canada reopened their border to Americans back in August. Like, I was really surprised that they were the first to open it up to us before we did. So I just knew it was going to be the other way around, but it turned out not to be. So I'm making this video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, if you are wanting to get out and travel again, keep this in mind. Keep in mind where you're going, what the requirements are, and you know what stage that country is within the pandemic, because we still have countries that are going in and out of lockdown, so keep that in mind too. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Ciao.